I'm Jerry Dempsey, former chairman of the Greenville Health System. If Dr. Charles Towns were still alive, I'm sure that he would be pleased with tonight's nominee for the Lifetime Achievement Award by Innovision. I know how hard our management team at Greenville Health System and our doctors worked to locate a medical school in Greenville and also an academic medical center in order to further the economic development in South Carolina. For almost 30 years, Dr. Larry Gluck has been involved in finding innovative ways to improve the lives of cancer patients. More recently, this recognition was confirmed nationally when he and his team received a $6.7 million grant from the National Institute of Health.
So I've been here 16 years. When I came here, Larry Gluck was the senior physician for Cancer Centers of the Carolinas, which was the largest oncology group in the area. And here, when I came, I was in charge of the employed physicians, still am now. I had a number of employed oncologists, and I watched a lot of competition and dysfunction between Cancer Centers of the Carolinas and my own oncologist. And Spence Taylor, who what at that time was my chairman of surgery, had a conversation with me and told me that I needed to meet Dr. Gluck for us to get to know one another and decide whether or not we had enough in common to try and reconcile Cancer Centers of the Carolinas and the Greenville Health System. And so Dr. Taylor brokered that meeting. Dr. Gluck and I met really for the first time on his porch at his house, shared a bottle of wine, and sort of became blood brothers, and went on a long trek to get Cancer Centers of the Carolinas and GHS reconciled so we could create a cancer center.
Well, I met Dr. Gluck 11 years ago, and in fact I met him when I was hired here, and he was my newest senior partner. And I think one of the first things I noticed about Larry early on was this blend of very rigorous science with how you should apply it compassionately. And I tell this story not because it's a somber one, but just because I think it really illustrates the point is that we were discussing the apheresis service, something he was very proud of because he created that service here. And I think I would ask him, what do you think the landmark achievements of the apheresis service are? What do you think the things, that it's accomplished the most? And he would come up with something, undoubtedly. But the thing that struck me the most is he would always end that conversation with a tearful recounting of the one person that didn't make it, a young person that didn't quite survive that episode. And I think, again, I don't mean that to say that it's somber, but to keep that blend of wanting excellent scientific care for people and the compassion that it takes to deliver it all the time is really what makes Larry a little different.
I've been a patient of Dr. Gluck's for 22 years. And the last 11 of those years, I've had stage 4 breast cancer. So you can see that he's done a superb job of keeping me alive and vital and happy and healthy. I am passionate about ITOR. His crowning achievement, I think, but given this Lifetime Award, I hope he won't stop. We have world-class cancer care right here in Greenville.
So the high point actually has really been getting to know Dr. Gluck as a friend and as a confidant and someone who is totally trustworthy.
Well, Larry has forever been about the patient care first, and what's been awkward to watch is his transition away from patient care to an administrator, right? He's essentially one of those clipboard carrying guys now, right? Which he'll kill me for saying, but really he's had to transition to sort of serve the broader goals of a cancer program, which is really growing.
Without a doubt, Dr. Gluck's vision and his efforts in research, his leadership style, and the team he's put together has been a very positive impact on the cancer patients in South Carolina.
I support Dr. Gluck. I cherish him. He has kept me alive to see my grandchildren born, to see my sons married, to see my daughter graduate from nursing school. These things, these events are what life is all about. And I'd like to thank Dr. Gluck for giving me that life.
So Larry's specialty is cancer, hematology, and oncology. His passion is for building things.
So I think Larry is by and large the embodiment of the word physician. But there's a good side and a bad side to that, right? There's a good side that we focus on with regard to patient care and outcomes and quality and all the metrics that are important to keeping our community healthy. But he's a demanding colleague, right? He's not going to suffer fools lightly, and nor should he. And I think he sets the standard for the rest of us. He challenges us all directly. When I came to get hired here, he had already read every paper I had written and was challenging me on papers I had already written and published. So this is a gentleman who doesn't accept things just because they're said. And I think that's also really a compliment.
Dr. Gluck has time. He has time for patients. He listens. He enrolls patients in their own care. He explains things carefully, and you have his complete concentration when you're with him.
Committed to improving things, always looking to build something bigger and better, like many of us, almost continually focused on what he's doing, and married to someone who's his total partner in all of that.
Delighted grandfather. I would call him remarkably uninformed about cartoons. I would call him a wine enthusiast. I would call him a devoted and caring husband. And I would call him, if I was a contractor for a home, someone who would never wish to be worked for.
He knows my whole family. He knows their names. He knows my grandchildren. We share pictures of our grandchildren together. He's a human being. He's a real person. And my family just adores him.
So tonight, I'd like to congratulate Dr. Larry Gluck on receiving this award, and also Innovision for selecting such an outstanding candidate to receive the award.
In closing, I just want to say to Larry and to Diane, congratulations on what I consider to be an incredibly well-deserved award, and thanks for the friendship and the partnership over the years.
And I'm fully aware that Larry is out in the audience, even at this minute, deflecting the praise from this off of himself and onto those around him, and to an extent that's justified. But I think every successful story generally has someone in the lead, and he's our guy.
I'd like to congratulate Dr. Gluck for this wonderful award, and also throw in there, don't stop now.